Nigeria has been in the news lately for all the wrong reasons. So it is only right that we showcase some of the amazing things Nigerians have been doing globally. In fact, I have a mouth-watering package just for you. Nigerians are taking over the world globally, and today we would like to celebrate them. This is your favorite program, The Diaspora. I am your host, Koinsola Adetumbi. Stay tuned. The Nigerians in Diaspora Commission is set to partner with Anambra State to attract diaspora investments in tourism and hospitality, given that the state is abundantly blessed with tourism prospects yet untapped. This was disclosed by the Chairman CEO Nidcom when the Anambra State Commissioner for Diaspora Affairs, Culture and Tourism, Dr. Christian Madubuko, came calling. Let's enjoy the conversation.
So I want you to also help us thank the governor, who has been very supportive of diaspora, and once we visited him, and I hope that as you come in as Commissioner for Tourism and Diaspora, you know there's so much for you to do. That is it the cave? That Ogbunike cave is a world-class masterpiece, but we have not tapped into it enough. So we will work with you to bring, tourists to Nigeria. We have what we call the door of return, where those taken away as slaves years ago, 400 years ago, whose ancestors were taken away as slaves, come to Nigeria. We take them to Badagry. That's why I know what an ago means. The guy who takes them around is called an ago. So they go through the symbolic door, the path, where our ancestors were taken away as slaves, and then they were taken as slaves. We receive them as kings and queens, And beyond that, we now take a state that we visit with them. We're hoping Anambra will be the next state when they do come in, so that they see the best of Nigeria. Everybody is shouting, and with COVID-19, we have to develop our tourism. And the diaspora will play an even more significant role, because now everybody realizes that home is home. No matter how far you go, this is home. Look at people struggling to come back home. We're inundated with requests of people who actually work and live abroad, but just want to come back. So I congratulate you, welcome you, and tell you that we're ready to partner with you. I think about 34 states now have focal persons on diaspora, SSAs. But like I said, Anambra is the only one with the full commissioner for diaspora. So I hope other states will emulate you. And I also think that you can also replicate the commission in your state under your tenure. It can be, not a big agency, a small agency. You're already there, so as a commissioner, if I think that's even bigger than having an agency. It's even bigger. You have a full ministry. So we welcome you, and we look forward to working with you. We have the Diaspora Day, July 25th. It's going to be a virtual seminar. It's going to be a virtual webinar, and we're officially inviting you to participate. We'll give you all the details as we move on, and I hope His Excellency will join us and greet us on that day, because Anambra has done so much. We only hear bad stories about Nigerians in the diaspora, but there are a lot of good stories about Nigerians in the diaspora. So we will collaborate with you to celebrate the good stories. When a bad story comes up, it's so easy, it goes viral. But when the good stories come, nobody says anything. And just yesterday, we put up almost about 15 Nigerians who will be judges, who are contesting for high positions in America, but it won't go viral. If it's one person about a crime now, everybody will carry it. So we should work on that image projection through awareness. So we hope we can work with your commission, and also maybe you can have programs that will celebrate the successful Anambras in diaspora. You do have a program, but I'm hoping that under you can even, make it bigger, like a conference of diaspora homecoming and all that, which you already do, which I hope under you things will even get bigger and better.
The purpose of the visit today is to familiarize with the Honorable Chairman. That is one. Two, to see ways we can work together to develop our tourism potentials. Because in Anambra State we have a lot. A few days ago I was with the presidential team that visited Anambra State. We visited 2 caves and waterfalls. I think it's only in Anambra that you have a waterfall. Probably we may have it somewhere in Nigeria, but that of Anambra is very significant, and it needed to be developed. So we partner with this. We partner with the Honorable Chairman to develop those areas. Already, without visiting her a few days ago, she sent me a contact. I made that contact, and it's yielding fruit, at least for our people in Anambra State. So I really thank her. Such partnership is what we needed, and that is what the state want to explore. Our governor is also a friendly governor, like she rightly pointed out here. I believe and hope that the reason why I am appointed will be fulfilled under my tenure. So that's why we're here.
Thank you to the Chairman CEO for always looking forward. Now, the Nidcom boss, Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa, commended Mr. Nkena Nweke, a Nigerian living and studying in Japan, for returning a wallet with huge sums of money as well as a credit card to its owner through the police. She said, "It is indeed a great opportunity to celebrate you. This is what Nigeria is about. All the negative information you tend to hear about are far outstripped by the positive information that are hidden and not told. And these are the likes of people like Mr. Ikenna. You have portrayed the image of Nigerians in the diaspora as unique, honest, and a cultured set of immigrants. Honesty remains the best policy. We must exhibit such behavior in whatever position we find ourselves. This is the path we have chosen to take, and our country will eventually get to a new shore," she emphasized. Thank you for changing the narrative. We are super proud of you. Nigerians are indeed shining stars. Now let's celebrate Mr. Chinedu Echero, a Nigerian-American innovative entrepreneur who caught the attention of Apple Incorporation, which is the second largest information technology in the world, with his software Hopstop.com, a device that helps navigate services for pedestrians to get door-to-door mass transit, walking, biking, and taxi directions from various parts of the country, as well as in the world at large. Let's take a look at his interview with Fireside Chat.
So what can you tell us about, just sort of the biggest lessons that you learned from your experience with starting Hopstop, and actually, what you think you did right to help both of your companies get to exit?
Well, Hopstop, it was really a passion of mine. So I always get lost. Even when I lived in Nigeria, I would get lost in our own house. Like, I just had no spatial intelligence, and so I knew it was a problem that people needed to solve. So back then, this was 2005. So Google Transit didn't exist. People were still walking around with subway maps and all that stuff. So what my focus then was to be able to deliver an experience that would solve really lots of the problems that a typical consumer would solve, right? So it was very detailed, right? And I obsessed about the product. And I think to this day, for most people, for those of you who've used Hopstop, people have this kind of emotional reaction to Hopstop.
And can we get a show of hands, since we have a lot of New Yorkers here? How many of you guys have actually used Hopstop? And okay, saved you some time and
great. Thank you.
Right?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank this guy.
Thank you. So I was obsessed with it. So I would, literally, Hopstop had 3 pages, home page, directions page, and results, right? And maybe you guys don't know. I mean, you guys obviously don't know this, but I would obsess about every single element. I would figure out like what should I show, like what would make sense, what would be easier, what would be more intuitive. And I obsessed about the product. I really did. And I think so in terms of lessons, I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned is the kind of as your product has been as a representation of almost empathy for your users, right? And I think if you design a product with your user clearly in mind, that you create some sort of emotional bond between the user and your product. And that's something I found to be true at Hopstop.
Kudos, brother. Nigerians are also doing great things in academia. Let's celebrate distinguished Miss Tobechukwu Toby Phillips, who became the first black valedictorian in her Alvin High School's 125 years history. She earned a 6.9 GPA on a 4.0 scale. She got to the top of her class by earning all A's through her 4 years in school. She also has other interests as she is the president of the National Honor Society, an AP ambassador, and a decorated volleyball and track athlete. Her coach, Jennifer McGraw, describes her as an excellent student from a loving family. Wow, aren't you just proud of being Nigerian? Trust me, we have more. Join me as we walk into a world of fashion, as it is my joy to share that Nigerians in the diaspora are not lagging behind in this aspect. Let's meet Mowalola Ogunlesi, who was recently signed by Kanye West to lead the Yeezy Gap design team. Mowalola Ogunlesi is a Lagos-born, London-based top designer who moved to England at the age of 12. She graduated from Central St. Martin's just 3 years ago. The 25-year-old British-Nigerian designer is known for her futuristic, sexy and out-of-the-box tailoring approach to fashion. Ogunlesi's Spring-Summer 2020 show, in collaboration with Fashion East, has become one of the most memorable collections in modern day. Recently, Mowalola was signed by Kanye West to lead the Yeezy Gap design team, a deal set to span a number of years and encompasses men's, women's, and children's wear, as well as accessories. Congratulations and thanks for making us proud. On a lighter note, let's take a glimpse at Chris Hemsworth's reaction to the recreation of the movie Money Heist by our very own Ikorodu boys. Enjoy.
Chris Hemsworth has joined the crowd praising the Ikorodu boys, a Nigerian comedy group, for their recreation of the Extraction trailer, Chris's movie that came out on Netflix back in April.
Yeah, so the boys have been doing these recreations for a while, but this one has really taken off. On Twitter alone, it has 6 million views and counting. Take a look.
They were hoping if you spin the chamber enough times, you're gonna catch a bullet.
Yeah, they have been doing this for a long time, but it just seems like, yeah, it's a perfect time for them to get this kind of attention. Hopefully it leads to something.
And when I see that they're going to have them at the Extraction 2 trailer at premiere, I'm like,
yeah,
they're making Extraction 2? I didn't even know that Extraction 1 was that popular. Maybe someone should give these guys the contract to maybe direct some of it, because, man, they're just so good. Like, the shot for shot and the creative interpretations that they had of, the diving into the sea, that sort of aerial geography shots are just so perfect. I loved it so much.
Yeah, I think that this is, and I know we were talking earlier of, put Twitter down and, go and do something else. I think that this is just such a great, beautiful example of, you give kids the sort of freedom and area to be creative, and they will surprise you and they will thrive and they will do stuff like this. And I think that we just need more of this. To me, this says so much about, kids and creativity, but also parents that just let your kid go. These are little kids walking around with made up guns, blowing stuff up and doing scenes of violence and everything else. This is stuff that we're not supposed to let our kids do. This is new parents don't let their kids do these kinds of films. But you look at what kids can do when you just let them be that creative, and it's beautiful. It's awesome.
I'm letting my daughter watch The Expendables tonight because of that.
Yeah, get on this. Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Starts today.
So Susie says, well done.
Wow, super creative. Aren't we just blessed as a nation? Now, without forgetting our frontline heroes, join me as we celebrate some of them.
Dr. Olubenga Odutola graduated from the College of Medicine, University of Ibadan, Nigeria, with a bachelor's degree in medicine and surgery. He later trained as a gynecologist before relocating to the UK. He also trained as an obstetrician and gynecologist at Harold Wood Hospital, King George's Hospital, and Queen's Hospital, all in Essex, and King's College Hospital, London, before moving into general practice. He is now a senior partner with 2 independent general practice contracts and one of the clinical lead for community gynecology. Dr. Odutola was part of a team that won the Prime Minister Challenge Fund in 2015 for extended hours in general practice, involving a coalition of 15 practices within the Basildon and Brentwood CCG. He restructured this group into a proper corporate company which has expanded all the 33 practices within Basildon, Billericay, and Wickford area of the CCG. The success of the extended hours was so overwhelming that the pilot was extended for further 3 years. Since becoming the medical director of BB Healthcare Solutions in October 2017, he has turned the company around significantly into a local giant, which has been the talk of the area as it has greatly improved patient access to primary care as well as quality of care. He is widely known and recognized for his dynamic, transformational, innovative work that is responsive to the continuously evolving needs of those he serves. Dr. Odutola's innovation is extending hours in practice to improve access and quality of health care to patients, singled him out for many recognitions within his professional circle and most importantly, the community he serves, the patients. Proudly Nigerian. Dr. Adewale James Alegbeleye is a consulting specialist with over 7 years of experience within the National Health Service (NHS) with integrity, motivation, and leadership capability. He has excelled both in the clinical area, leadership, and innovation schemes with an excellent profile and portfolio. He is described as a people's doctor who puts his patients' health and well-being as one of his priorities. His belief is to see them recover from their illness. He is also gifted in the area of divine healing, exceptional of any doctor. Dr. Alegbeleye led the Clinical Audit Department under the Clinical Effectiveness Unit. His efforts brought about improvement in clinical audit and strengthened the divisional audit work plans and introduced the quality improvement strategy. He designed 2 new models of healthcare approach. The 6D of health model, that is, health and well-being concept for national and world use, and phase out integrated healthcare model using a multidisciplinary and multifaceted approach. The models were presented to NHS Clinical Innovation, which emphasized patient well-being and improvement in public health. The 6D of health was also accepted by the Royal College of Physicians during the Innovation in Medicine June 2008 and the Practitioner Health Summit London in October 2018 by the Royal College of General Practitioners. During one of the events to recognize Dr. Alegbeleye, the judges said, Dr. Alegbeleye is embedded in practice and is making a major impact to ensure development of tangible, innovative, measurable services that meets the needs of a marginalized and often neglected patient group. With a growing older population, the impact that he is making and will make to the future of healthcare will be much needed. Proudly, Nigerian.
Welcome back. Over the course of the week, some Nigerians who were stranded abroad were evacuated. Now, let me share some of the updates with you. All evacuees tested negative for COVID-19 and will now proceed on the mandated 14-day self-isolation as mandated by the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and the Presidential Task Force.
Not so fast. Look, I'm tired. I want to check out of this country for greener pastures.
Just calm down for a moment. Please sit down.
Do you have a job where you're going to? No, but someone is arranging,
Listen, Alinko. Checking out of this country without proper planning means one thing. Unimaginable begin. I've been in the diaspora, but legitimately doing great things at home and abroad. As I've been saying, without the proper footing abroad, the risk is not worth it. Listen, Alinko, it's better to be home than be trapped abroad, or even end up in prison.
And now on to our feedback segment. Thank you so much for filling out the survey, as we have collated over 1,000 responses so far. Let me share some of the highlights with you. 96% of Nigerians in diaspora want to invest in Nigeria. 58% want to invest in healthcare, while 51% are interested in real estate. 44% have advanced degrees. 27% of respondents live in the UK, 21% in the US, 6.9% in Canada. The UK is winning. Thank you for staying all through the program. It's been worthwhile. And in case you have anything to share with us, please do not hesitate to do so, as we expect feedback on our show. Remember, you can reach us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, on Twitter at Nidcom_gov, on our Instagram page at Nidcom_gov, on our website at www.nidcom.gov.ng, and on our YouTube page at Nidcom_gov. Don't forget to subscribe so you get a notification when we post. You can also join us on DSTV at NTA Network on Friday at 10:30 a.m., on NTA International on Tuesday at 6 a.m. and 10:05 p.m., on NTA News 24 on Friday at 2:30 p.m. and on Sunday at 11:30 a.m. You can also join us on WAP TV on Monday at 10 p.m. I remain your host, Koinsola Adetumbi. See you next time.